Okay, obviously it's a huge game for us. The Iron Bowl, winner goes to the SEC championship game, which is everyone's goal. We talked about our team's goal this year is to get better each game. I feel like we have up this point, and for us to have a chance to win, we're going to have to play our best game and our most complete game up to this point.
Question?
Gus, at SEC Media Days, you said that you were going to close the gap on Alabama and close it quickly. You'd only gone through one spring practice with these guys. What gave you the confidence to say that at that time?
Well, I just knew our mindset was getting better. I mean, there was still a lot of question marks early in the season. We learned a lot about our team, but it was just our overall attitude, and we felt like we had some talent here also.
What did that also say about the confidence in yourself to lead and organize a staff?
Well, we got a great staff. They deserve a lot of credit to where we're at right now. But I think the most important thing was just the mindset. Auburn's a great place, and so it was really just the mindset.
Gus, when people hear
no huddle or spread, they think finesse teams, but you guys have been really physical at the line of scrimmage. What's sort of the key to playing that system and also being a physical team like you've been?
Well, that's what we really harped on when we first got here. We felt like we needed to get our edge back, that physical, hard-nosed, blue-collar edge, and really it starts up front. And, we're a run, play-action team. A lot of times you hear spread, you think pass to open up the run, but, we're a run to open up the pass.
Gus, you just talk about Rodney and Damian, and have you seen a difference in them this week and what it means to have two guys that have been in this game?
Well, first of all, both those guys have done an outstanding job, for us. They understand Auburn. They played here. They have great pride. And the fact they played in this game, I think that will definitely help. But, all of our coaches have really had their A game this week. But I know their players can really rely on their coaches' experiences in the past.
Gus, is Alabama where you want this program to be in terms of playing in these kind of big games on a regular basis, not just occasionally?
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. That's what you strive for. You strive for going to Atlanta, and anytime you have a chance to play in a game like this, that tells you good things are ahead.
Do you have to, as a coach, even when you're dealing with this, it's not a distraction, but to focus on the long term? You guys are recruiting. You want to sustain it. Like you said, you want to be up here regularly. Is that kind of the goal that you kind of keep in the back of your mind? Yeah,
there's no doubt. I mean, Auburn's a great place, and Auburn's a place you can win, and you can win on a consistent basis. And, we've tried to get to this point. I'm real proud of our team that they've got to this point. They've improved each game and set themselves up for a game to have a chance to go to Atlanta.
A lot of coverage on Alabama's quarterback. Can you talk a bit about your quarterback and how he has progressed throughout the season and going into Saturday? Yeah,
Nick Marshall's been a big key to our success. I've said it before, but he didn't go through spring. We've never had a quarterback in our system not go through spring, and what he's done is really amazing. He was learning the offense on the go on Saturdays, and we were learning a lot about him. But he is a tough customer. He's mentally tough. He's physically tough. And he's a great competitor, and he's earned his teammates and coaches' respect.
Coach, on paper, it looks like maybe the biggest matchup is going to be Alabama's defense, allowing only 91 yards rushing per game, and your offense going against that. What do you see as the biggest matchup heading into this weekend? Well,
I think that's one of them. I mean, obviously, they're very good against the run, and we're pretty good running the football. I think that'll be a big key. But at the same time, they've got an outstanding offense, and we've got to find a way to make them uncomfortable and slow them down.
Gus, what do you live by every day as a coach that helped turn this thing around from last year?
We've taken it one day at a time, and we've tried to improve each practice and each game. And I've said this before, it sounds like coach speak, but that was exactly how we did it. And, our coaches have done a good job with our players of demanding that, and our players have done a good job of being disciplined enough to follow that. And that's been a big key.
Over the years, you've prepared for Nick Saban and Kirby Smart defenses, do everything obviously before the game. When you get in the game, how often does it kind of take some time to kind of adjust to things they're doing, and what do they do really well in game on defense?
Well, first of all, they're extremely talented at every position, and from an offensive standpoint, you look for weaknesses and all that, and they've got very good players at every position. Usually you have a good idea of what they're going to do. It's just a matter of being able to execute and taking advantage of things when you have them.
Yes, when you're playing a defense this good, performing well on third down is obviously incredibly important. Nick's statistics on third down are not terribly good. His overall statistics aren't very good, and the play against Georgia was on fourth down, but his third down stats aren't as good as his overall stats. What have you done to help him improve in those higher pressure situations?
Well, as a coach, we've had a week off. You try to look back overall, and you try to improve in all areas that you feel like you need to. Third down is definitely a big key, and it will be Saturday. They're very good in third down, and we've got to get better, and that'll be a big key to the game.
You guys made that big jump after the first bye week. Is it fair to say it's what you're expecting this week?
That's what we're hoping. Anytime you have a bye week and you get a chance to, remove yourself from the moment, to look back on the things you really need to improve on and build upon those things you're good at, I think that definitely helps you.
Is there anything, obviously not specifics, but anything you noticed that said, maybe we overlooked this is something that can be really strong for us next few games?
I think it's more of evaluating yourself and evaluating, what you can and can't do. And, I think there's a lot to be said for that.
Coach, when watching your press conference and Nick Saban's conference, it seems like there's some similar things. It's one, keep improving, two, never be satisfied. Have you always had that mindset, and who taught you that?
Well, as a coach, you definitely have your own mindset, but that's just been the formula for this year. Each practice and each game, and hats off to our players. I've said it before. It doesn't make a difference who we're playing. They found a way to get better. Whether it's a 1AA opponent or whether it's a top 10 opponent, they've had the same mindset, and they've been prepared each week, and we're going to need to do that again this Saturday.
You mentioned removing yourself from the moment. Have you had a second this entire week to say, wow, look where we've come in so short a time? Is there any time for that to even?
No, there's not time. Like I told our players, we got a job to do. And, we'll pat ourselves on the back at the end of the year and we'll see what happens and all that. But we can't let anything distract us. You can't let your mind go there. You got a job to do. We got a huge game. We need to do exactly what we've done to get us here. And that's been our approach.
Coach, you said last night that there's a plan for Jeremy Johnson to play a role in this game. You've said that all season. He's played fairly limited, except for obviously the star of Western Carolina coming in against FAU. Without getting into too much specifics, but is the plan a bigger plan for a bigger role in this game for him?
Well, each game he's had a bigger plan. It's just the way the game unfolds sometimes either allows for more playing time or less playing time. But Coach Lashley's got a very good plan for him for this game. And at the same time, if something were to happen to Nick, we feel like he can run our entire offense also.
Coach, I think after Mississippi State, somebody asked you about the 2010 team and how this team compared, and you said they weren't there yet. Have they gotten closer to that point? Do you see it, maybe not as the senior, the veteran leadership, but is this team kind of closer to that team than they were?
Each game they have gotten better. And as coaching staff, we learned a lot about our team, the first half of the season. And, we weren't there yet. We're getting closer. There's still areas of improvement. And like I said at the very first, we're going to have to play our best game, and we're going to have to improve from the last game that we had.
What are some similarities from this team to that 2010 team that you see?
Probably their ability to focus and their ability to find ways to win at the end of the game. That's been something that I've been very impressed with our team. They found different ways to win. Sometimes it's offense, sometimes defense or special teams. And in a close game, they've won in some real pressure moments.
Can you solve the mystery of us for 2010? Do you believe they did crack the code of your signals in the first half of that game? And whether they did or didn't, how do you prevent that from happening this time?
Well, I think as a coach, you always got to take a look at yourself and the components of your offense and your communication and all that. They were very good on defense in 2010, and they did a few things that were a little bit different up to that point. It took us a while to adjust.
What do you think they had your signals early?
I really don't know.
Gus, you talked about the momentum for the season. How big was that second half at LSU? The fact that you guys, you've talked about it before, but looking back, is that a key moment?
Yeah, earlier in the season, we were just, I was real concerned about how our team would face, how we'd handle adversity. And that was my number one thing. And we got behind. It was on the road, hostile environment. We played on the verge of terrible for a quarter and a half. And at halftime, we had guys that were very vocal and wasn't going to let what happened in the past happen. They went out there in the second half. We made it interesting. And if we'd have got that onside kick, it could have got real interesting.
What are you telling your players that haven't played in a game of this magnitude, especially in the Iron Bowl?
You know, like I said, we're taking it one game at a time. Each game is bigger. Our guys understand that, and I'm sure some of our younger guys have leaned on the experiences of our older guys. But you know, we're not going to hype up things. It's already big enough. We're going to do exactly what we've done to get here, and we're going to prepare.
As you talked about the atmosphere for that Georgia game, how big that was for the game. How important will that be again this Saturday?
No, you know, our fans have been unbelievable. They've helped us win games, and obviously against Georgia it was a big factor. And I know our fans will be ready for this one, and our players are excited to play in front of them, and our coaches are really looking forward to the game also.
Yes, I know you don't want to put it on one player, but you speak to what Nick's improvement has helped, you know, lead you to this point, and the way he's developed so quickly.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, Nick's improved each game. Coach Lashley's done a very good job with him. You know, he's starting to get more comfortable where he can actually run the offense without thinking. He can be reactive, and I think that's been a big key, you know, to our success.
Have you seen the players respond to that? You know, his improvement day to day.
Yeah, our players have a lot of respect for him. Like I said, he doesn't get too high or too low, but he's got that. He's got that air about him that they really believe in him. Even in pressure situations, they believe he's going to make a play. And, of course, you know, he showed that so far this year.
A.J. McCarron's 36-2 and getting in the Heisman conversation. What do you think of him from what you've seen over the years?
He's a very good quarterback. You know, he has great command of the offense. You can see that he does a good job getting him in good plays, getting him out of bad plays. He can make all the throws.
Let's talk about the confidence that this team has. It seems like a big factor in the turnaround as well.
Yeah, I think each week they've gotten more and more confidence. And like I said, after we've won a couple big games, you could see that the momentum and the confidence, you know, was better, you know, each week.
How important was that for you guys as a staff to exude even before the season that, hey, we're gonna be a team to be reckoned with?
Well, you know, like I said, at first our coaches, you know, we had high expectations for our players, and it was more about us. And we were learning our players. And, you know, our coaching staff's done a very good job developing relationships with our players and trust. You know, our players trust our coaches, and our coaches trust our players, and I think there's something to be said for that.
Can you touch on Corey Grant? I know it's a big game for him this week, but what's he bring to your offense?
Corey Grant is, you know, he's one of the faster guys probably in college football. And, you know, he's been a speed guy, but he's gotten a lot better of running in between the tackles and doing the things a normal running back does. But, you know, he's an outstanding player and even better person.
Guess how much did the bye week maybe help? You know, in Tennessee game, you guys had an extra point blocked, and then against Georgia, you had the field goal blocked. Yeah. How much of that was on Cody, and how much of that was on just protection breaking out?
Well, it's a little all of the above right there anytime something happens. But we focused extremely hard on that. And like I said earlier, I mean, the things that we need to improve on, we really focused on that in the off week, and so hopefully we'll be better, not only in that area, but some of the other areas also.